All right, now, another area of interest to Business Morning this morning is the issue of mining and governance. Nigeria is endowed with over 40 different solid mineral types found in about 450 locations scattered across the country. Every state of Nigeria has something to offer when it comes to solid mineral. This should mean that the mining sector in the country is a very vibrant and wealthy one. Recently, the Minister of Mines and Steel Development, Mr. Olamilekan Adigbite, stated that the sector received over $1 billion in foreign direct investment, emphasis on $1 billion. Well, what area of mining got this funding and what have they done with it? We have somebody who is in the sector, Mr. Paul Jegede, the executive director, the chairman of Japol Gold and Ventures PLC, Mr. Paul Jegede, joins us in the studio to tell us what they have done with $1 billion of investment that is coming to your sector. Mr. Jegede, good morning. Thank you for your time this morning. Where is this $1 billion? Where has it gone to? Trust me, you have a lot of Nigerians tearing the pockets and trying to get that $1 billion. But I mean, this sounds impressive, but how real is it? The minister says that you've had about $1 billion coming into the sector in foreign direct investment.
Well, good morning, everybody. I think what the minister was trying to say is about the people that are investing in the sector. We have some investment taking place in Kaduna, where they have invested over $600 million. And we have Segilola Gold, that is Tor Exploration in Osun State. I think that has got some money also, maybe over $200 million. And we have some pocket of investment, but compared to the potential in the industry, $1 billion is just too small to start feeling.
Well, this $1 billion, I mean, is small, we agree. Yeah. I mean, for us to have over 40 different solid minerals in different locations in the country,
right.
$1 billion is small, but this $1 billion we're talking about, how impactful? Where is it? What has it done? We've heard of a lot of some activities when it comes to gold, Osun State and all of that in recent times, but has it birthed employment? Has it birthed? We're still looking for hard currency everywhere. The Naira is dropping because we don't have exports.
Okay. For investment of Tor Exploration in Osun State, at least, a lot of people have been employed. I think Segilola is now producing about 200 kilograms of gold monthly. That's a lot of money. And this gold is being exported out of the country. So, Segilola has developed the community, give employment to people, and then what is it
on the exchange? We know we have a gold exchange.
No. There's exchange, there's investment in mining. Let's get it clear. The investment in Kaduna, where they're investing in iron ore, I think the record showed that they've invested over 600 million, and a lot of Nigerians have been employed. So that's a positive economic effect of that investment. Another one is the area where government did some exploration works. They collected some data, and these data are being examined, and the foreigners came. They bought some of these areas where they have discovered minerals by going through the data and then investing in. That is, they pay for the data and they've started exploration. So you can really not say this is the amount that they have brought, but
it's active.
Yes, it's active.
Okay.
For sure.
Then the issue of raw gold. The federal government banned the export of raw gold. But I don't know if we have ruled out illegal mining and exportation of raw resources.
No, you see, federal government policy about banning of not only raw gold, it's raw minerals.
Yes.
Exporting of raw minerals, and that includes gold. So exporting of lead, zinc, No, it's not. It's just a new policy. It's a new law, I would say. It's just, they're just going to start the implementation, but that law has come with a lot of challenges, If you say that don't export raw materials, raw mineral from the site, then the question is, do you have expertise to process them? Do we have the machinery and equipment to do the processing to final stage for export? So the government idea, I would say, don't export is a very brilliant idea, because we don't want to repeat the same mistake we made in crude oil, where we export all what we have, and then we re-import what we need. So now let's do it differently. Good idea. But the implementation has to be phased out. There has to be deadlines. They have to put time to it. Otherwise, it will impoverish the artisanal miners, because they will have nowhere to sell to. Chinese are all over the place buying from the artisanal miners and exporting these materials out of the country. So if they're not buying again, then there's no money for them.
I thought there was also a law removing the middleman, stopping the foreigners from dealing directly with the poor artisans down there.
That would be very difficult to do, because going to bushes...
There's supposed to be somebody who is protecting the interests of, the locals.
There are many government agencies, they bought vehicle for them to move from, but Nigeria is big. And this also, Chinese, they are all over the place. They are the one buying this material, both from legal and illegal artisanal miners, and then you have them all over the place buying it and exporting. This government policy will check all those, but it is not. It has to be implemented in phases. Otherwise, it will create another problem in the industry.
So you did say that for us not to repeat the mistake of what we still have with crude oil.
Yes.
That's why the government banned this. But do we have the facility and the personnel to actually process the raw minerals into processed one? What do we need? You talked about the issue of phases. What would you say from phase 1 to phase 2 to be able to implement this law and make this ban on raw materials effective?
Okay. The first thing is human development. There is no skill for us to even process the minerals. That's number one. So if finding solution to that means training our people or bringing expatriates to come and do the work. Another challenge is the issue of equipment, machinery and equipment. When you want to beneficiate mineral, for example, lead or zinc, you need a sophisticated plant, especially lithium. Lithium is oil of tomorrow. We are changing from petrol to electric vehicles. What powers the electric vehicles is lithium. We have it in abundance here. And if it's going to replace oil tomorrow, it's better we start processing now before export. But the plant you need to process lithium to become lithium battery for vehicle, it's huge, it's enormous, and it's highly capital intensive. So that's another challenge. So if you say don't export lithium ore, that is the raw as from site, then what's going to happen to the artisanal mine that is mining it? What are they going to do with it with the mine? Until those things are installed, and then we have good hands to run them, to process it to final stage, the implementation then should be phased out gradually. It should be implemented gradually, not just sharply like that. Otherwise, it will create another problem, as I've said.
So this picture brings to mind what we may be having in the agriculture sector, where you still have a lot of cutlass and hoe farmers.
That's right.
Because they don't have access to tractors.
That's it.
So we have the raw materials, but converting it to what we really need becomes an issue. So I wish it was possible to push more of this $1 billion investment into areas like that.
Yes, you see, this $1 billion is private investment by some group of people just like myself. Have invested hundreds of millions to exploration, and we are still working. So what government has done, they've created some centers in the 6 geopolitical zone in Nigeria. For example, in Ebonyi, there is plants, processing beneficiation plant they are installing for processing of lead zinc because they will have abundance of that mineral in that area, although in the other areas as well as in the north. In Kogi, there is processing plant being installed for gold. In Oyo, there is plant and more, or let's say, buying more for gemstones and for polishing of, cutting and polishing of gemstone. In Kano, there is gold souk. That is to say, what they're trying to achieve is to let people bring their raw mineral from sites, from their mining site, be it artisanal, be it intermediate miner, whatever. Bring it, then we process it for you. You pay the government that is doing the processing, you make money, then you export. So that is being done, but it's going to take time. So if we say stop exporting solid mineral in the raw form, right now, it is going to trigger another problem.
So these places you've mentioned, I believe that's the mineral processing centers.
That's right.
Which is around the geopolitical. But, you know, just as the industrial zones, the one they have for just agro and all of that, the issue of access, a lot of people have complained about how expensive it is to access it. For you now in the mineral resources area, how easy or difficult is it for people to access it? How expensive is it? The fees for you to, you know, get access to that?
Are you talking about accessibility of mining site or accessibility
of the processing zones, yes. The centers that the government has created, the ones you just mentioned.
Right.
Can I just maybe wake up and I have raw gold and I just walk in there and go and process it?
No, it's simple. When these sites, these zones are ready, you can just walk in with your gold, just get registered and bring your gold or your mineral to the site.
What are the requirements?
The requirement basically, you must not be an illegal miner because you have to fill from where you are bringing your minerals from. So, I mean, you go in there without proper license, you just go reporting yourself, then you may be arrested from there. Then your mineral may be confiscated.
Okay,
you know,
all
so you must be a legal miner to go there for processing of your minerals.
All right, Mr. Jegede, we do really hope that these processing centers are effective, you know, and encourage, as you've said, if the government really it wants to discourage the exports of raw minerals, then there has to be a place where people can actually process
it. Correct.
Thank you so much, Chairman Japol Gold and Ventures PLC, Mr. Paul Jegede, for your time this morning.
Thank you.